Traveling the world is exciting, but it's crucial to stay informed. Travel advisories are your safety net. They provide vital information. These advisories can help you avoid dangerous situations. Don't ignore them. Governments issue these warnings. They're based on real-time assessments. These assessments cover political instability, health risks, and more. Pay attention to these alerts. Your safety could depend on it. Even domestic travel requires vigilance. The United States faces its own set of challenges. Federal funding cuts are impacting essential services. Food banks are seeing reduced contracts. This limits their ability to serve vulnerable communities. The Smithsonian Institution, a national treasure, is also feeling the pinch. Executive orders threaten its funding and operations. This could impact access to museums and research. It's a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of policy decisions. The ripple effects of funding cuts are far-reaching. From national parks to social services, the impacts are being felt. Communities that rely on federal support are particularly vulnerable. These cuts can exacerbate existing inequalities. The situation demands attention. Ignoring these warning signs could have dire consequences. It's a call to action for citizens to engage with their elected officials. The well-being of communities across the nation is at stake. Health advisories are another critical aspect of travel safety. The recent measles outbreak in the United States is a case in point. Cases are surging, particularly in Texas and New Mexico. This highly contagious disease poses a serious health risk. Vaccination is crucial to containing the outbreak. Travelers should ensure they are up to date on their MMR vaccinations. Consult with your healthcare provider for guidance. Protecting yourself and others is paramount. Navigating global risks. The world is an unpredictable place. International travel advisories help us navigate these uncertainties. Crisis zones, political turmoil, and health outbreaks are just some of the risks. Staying informed is essential. Myanmar, for example, is grappling with the aftermath of a devastating earthquake. The situation is dire, with widespread casualties and damage. Travel to the region is strongly discouraged. The safety of aid workers and civilians remains paramount. The earthquake in Myanmar has left a nation reeling. The tremors, which measured 7.0 on the Richter scale, struck without warning, causing widespread devastation. Buildings crumbled, roads split open, and entire communities were left in ruins. The immediate aftermath saw a frantic search for survivors, with rescue workers and volunteers digging through the rubble with their bare hands, hoping to find signs of life. The sheer scale of the destruction is overwhelming, and the nation is struggling to come to terms with the magnitude of the disaster. The death toll continues to rise, and the humanitarian crisis is deepening. Families are mourning the loss of loved ones, and the injured are being treated in makeshift medical camps. Hospitals are overwhelmed, and there is a desperate need for medical supplies and personnel. The emotional toll on the survivors is immense as they grapple with the loss of their homes, their communities, and their sense of security. The psychological scars of this disaster will linger long after the physical wounds have healed. International aid organizations are working tirelessly to provide assistance, but access to affected areas remains challenging. Roads have been destroyed, and many regions are accessible only by air. Aid convoys are facing significant delays, and there is an urgent need for more helicopters to deliver supplies to remote areas. Despite these challenges, the global community has rallied to support Myanmar, with countries from around the world sending aid and resources. The resilience and determination of the aid workers are a beacon of hope in these dark times. The situation is further complicated by the country's political landscape. Myanmar has been in a state of turmoil since the military seized power in 2021, leading to widespread protests and civil unrest. The political instability has hampered relief efforts. As the military government struggles to maintain control, protesters continue to take to the streets, demanding a return to democracy, and the tension between the military and the civilian population is palpable. This volatile environment makes it even more difficult to coordinate and deliver aid effectively. The military's seizure of power in 2021 has led to ongoing unrest. The military presence is felt everywhere, with checkpoints and patrols a common sight. The people of Myanmar are living under constant surveillance, and the atmosphere is one of fear and uncertainty. The international community has condemned the military's actions, but the situation remains unresolved. The earthquake has only added to the country's woes, exacerbating an already dire situation. Travelers should avoid all non-essential travel to Myanmar. The country's infrastructure has been severely damaged, and the risk of aftershocks remains high. Many tourist attractions are closed, and flights have been cancelled. The government has issued travel advisories, warning of the dangers and urging people to stay away. For those who had planned to visit Myanmar, it is a time of disappointment and uncertainty. The tourism industry, which was already struggling due to the political situation, has been dealt another devastating blow. The safety and security of visitors cannot be guaranteed. The combination of natural disaster and political unrest has created a volatile and unpredictable environment. Security forces are on high alert, and the streets are patrolled by soldiers. The once bustling tourist spots are now eerily empty, a stark reminder of the country's current state. For the people of Myanmar, the road to recovery will be long and arduous, but their resilience and spirit will undoubtedly see them through these challenging times. Political hotspots, Syria and Iran. Political instability is another major factor driving travel advisories. Syria and Iran are prime examples. Syria remains embroiled in a brutal civil war. The situation is complex, with multiple actors and shifting alliances. Iran, too, is facing heightened tensions with the international community. The US has imposed sanctions, and the potential for conflict remains. Travelers should exercise extreme caution. The risks are simply too great. Advisory updates from allies. In an ever-changing world, staying updated on travel advisories is crucial for any traveler. Whether you're planning a vacation, a business trip, or visiting family abroad, knowing the latest information can make all the difference. Even close allies are issuing travel advisories. These advisories are not just formalities, they are essential guidelines that can impact your travel plans significantly. They provide insights into potential risks, entry requirements, and other critical information. Canada and France, for example, have updated their guidance for travelers heading to the US. These updates are often based on the latest security assessments, health advisories, and diplomatic relations. They aim to ensure the safety and well-being of their citizens while traveling abroad. Canada has implemented new registration requirements for longer stays. This means that if you're planning to stay in Canada for an extended period, you need to be aware of these new rules to avoid any complications during your trip. France has updated its advisory to include information for transgender travelers. This is a significant step towards inclusivity and ensuring that all travelers have the information they need to travel safely and comfortably. These updates reflect the evolving global landscape. As geopolitical situations change and new health concerns arise, travel advisories are updated to reflect these new realities. It's a dynamic process that requires constant attention. It's a reminder that travel regulations can change quickly. What might be a safe destination today could have new advisories tomorrow. Staying informed is not just about checking once, it's about continuous monitoring. Always check for the latest advisories before you depart. This includes looking at official government websites, consulting with travel agencies, and even checking with airlines for any last-minute changes. Staying informed is the best way to ensure a safe and enjoyable trip. By taking the time to understand the latest advisories, you can travel with peace of mind, knowing that you are prepared for any situation that might arise. Section 9. The economic fallout. Tourism takes a hit. Travel advisories, while crucial for safety, can impact tourism. These advisories are often issued by governments or international organizations to inform citizens about potential risks in certain destinations. They can range from warnings about natural disasters, health epidemics, political unrest, or even terrorist threats. While these advisories are essential for ensuring the safety of travelers, they can have unintended consequences on the tourism industry. Destinations facing warnings often see a decline in visitors. This is because travelers tend to avoid places that are perceived as unsafe or unstable. The impact is particularly severe for popular tourist attractions that rely heavily on international visitors. When these sites are deserted, it not only affects the local economy, but also the livelihoods of those who depend on tourism for their income. This can have significant economic consequences, particularly for countries heavily reliant on tourism revenue. Local businesses from hotels and restaurants to tour operators and souvenir shops all feel the pinch. The ripple effect can be devastating, leading to job losses and reduced economic activity in the affected areas. In some cases, entire communities that depend on tourism can be brought to the brink of financial collapse. The current global situation has led to a perfect storm for the travel industry. The COVID-19 pandemic in particular has had an unprecedented impact. Travel restrictions and lockdowns have grounded flights, closed borders, and left airports eerily empty. The fear of contracting the virus has made people hesitant to travel, even to destinations that are considered safe. This has resulted in a dramatic drop in passenger numbers and a significant loss of revenue for airlines and other travel-related businesses. The combination of health concerns, political instability, and economic uncertainty has dampened travel demand. In addition to the pandemic, political protests and civil unrest in various parts of the world have further discouraged travel. Economic uncertainty, with many people facing job losses or reduced incomes, has also made travel a lower priority for many. All these factors together have created a challenging environment for the tourism industry. The road to recovery for the tourism sector is likely to be long and challenging. Industry experts predict that it could take several years for travel to return to pre-pandemic levels. In the meantime, travel agencies and other businesses are exploring new strategies to adapt to the changing landscape. This includes implementing health and safety measures, offering flexible booking options, and promoting domestic tourism. While the path ahead is uncertain, the resilience and adaptability of the tourism industry will be key to its recovery.